Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, I would highly appreciate doing so. That way it gives me some reason to make videos. But yeah, everybody's here probably just to assume what my opinions are on the killer. And today I had this epiphany. I was just sitting there, I was just looking into the six, and I heard a lot of other theories. I've been reading on it. I've been seeing all the new leaks and data entries and all this other stuff that have been added in about the new killer for the 6th anniversary. And this was my thing. I was sitting there, I've heard people's opinions. Like the big thing is everybody's like, oh, it's going to be Candyman, oh, it's going to be Freddy. And then, you know, as we all know, Behavior went ahead and said that it will be an original character. It will not be a licensed character for the 6th anniversary. And so that kind of nullifies any of those hypotheses, saying, oh, it's going to be the... For a long time, I did think it was Candyman, because, I mean, the swirls instantly made me think of, like, a peppermint. The hook shape for the 6 also kind of made me think of the hand that Candyman has, the hook hand. So I was like, okay, that's a pretty good possibility, like, whatever. And Candyman, like, teleports in a way, that it makes me think of what's her name? You call her 3 times Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary in the mirror. That's how it kind of works. So another teleporting killers. What it seems like we're going to be getting with the killer supposedly being able to interact with lockers. There would really be no other purpose for the lockers, because if you play any survivors, there's real no point in getting lockers. If you're good at looping, there's no point in getting in them unless you're running like head on or something along those lines. But most of the time, other than if you're trying to avoid like barbecue and chili or the Legion's frenzy and he swings and you just blocker tech them, there's real no point messing with lockers. But after I sat there, since that was nullified of the guess that it wouldn't be a licensed character for the 6th anniversary, I sat there and got to pondering, and I was like, so let's see. Then I saw a lot of people on like Reddit and Twitter and so forth and so on, stating, oh, it might be a spider character, because, you know, every year for their anniversaries or whatever, the number represents the killer that's coming out. Like with the 5, it's supposed to be the scythe or something that the women carried around in the new game. A bit of a stretch. So like that didn't really make too much sense. But for 4, if you look at the number 4, you can obviously tell that it was Pyramid Head. Well, now after the character's been released, of course, you can tell it's Pyramid Head. So I sat there and I was like, I could see the spider leg for the number 6. So you look at it and you're like, okay, it's curled up, whatever. It's not until I actually got to looking into the picture itself, looking at the actual details inside the number 6. I was just kind of pondering on it and looking at it, trying to get every little detail and all the information that I've read so forth about how the killer was supposed to work, that it wasn't going to be licensed, and then it dawned on me. If you look right here, if you zoom in and you crop this out, that's the first thing that hit me. Anybody that knows anything about music, this isn't a 100% of like a clef note, but that's the second that it hit me, and then I was like, oh, that's somewhere to go. So I went ahead and started looking into it. The 6th looks like the little comma note that you get, and I was like, okay, we're gonna run off that there. We're gonna run off that there. And so as you look into it, every single symbol or little swirl inside of it, they're not the 6s. There are some that are like broken off and they're skinny at the top and fat at the bottom. If you look at how the text is used for like PPP or FM or just whatever else in the music, like the high notes, soft notes, so forth, so on, they all have that kind of same text to them. And I was like, got to thinking, I was like, what person would use music? What person would use like music notes, having to read anything along those lines? Plus I also got hit with the ideal of that they're reworking not every single, a lot of the works, like all the music tracks or whatnot for the Legion. They're reworking the music for Ghostface. So I was like, what has to deal with music? They're on a music streak right now of redoing those peoples and doing a pretty good job at them. They all sound terrific in my opinion. And so forth. And my first thought that came up was a music conductor. But that didn't make too much sense. So I was like, okay, so a music conductor messes with like sheet music, and Behavior had been working on a lot of music recently. And I was like, well, what else is our options? What are something else that I can look into? and it hit me just like that, like a brick to the face. I was like, who uses lockers? Who uses music? Who has to do all of this stuff and just kind of on that little path that they're doing and can be an original character, an opera singer. A opera singer. An opera singer goes back in the back and changes out clothes in a wardrobe. You can look at that as lockers. So now this is just a huge speculation. Huge speculation. There hasn't been too much leaks. There are a lot of people who actually do keep up with this. I'm no data miner myself or anything like that. So this is just, like I said, speculation. But just looking at it, I'm taking every little hint that I can get and kind of compiling into my guess as of right now. So this kind of fits all the criteria. The 6 kind of looks like the music symbol. All the little swirls and stuff also look kind of like the lettering S, F, M, P, so forth, so on, with that kind of same font to it. Then you also, since it is a original character, they wouldn't be able to use any license like Candyman or Pennywise or the Five Nights at Freddy character, any of them, Fazbear. They wouldn't be able to use any of them. So this being my speculation, I want to assume, since a killer is going to have to deal with something with the lockers, I'm going to assume that it is some type of music character, like an opera singer, a male or female or whatnot. You know, give them some tragic backstory of like, oh, they loved how the people sing. And now some of you may be like, oh, well, since so they already have a type of singer in the game. They already have the trickster, who's a South Korean singer, and that's all great and grand. But it's like, this doesn't have to be a range killer. Like, that'd be kind of busted if like the new killer that can teleport through the TVs and so forth like that from the well, or Ringu, could teleport. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that she comes out of a TV, she's undetectable, and then bam, just like that, you get hit with like a hatchet or something, or a knife, or just whatever. That'd be insane. But no, this, like I said, this is just my speculation. I really think that it's going to be some type of teleporting locker killer. A lot of their perks, I feel, will be revolved around lockers, which I don't think would be necessarily good for like meta use for anything like that, because like I said, a lot of players that are really good at running the killer or looping or just whatever else, or even killers, there'd be real no point in messing with the lockers. I mean, they could set traps on the lockers, but you might as well just run like Iron Maiden or something to kind of counter all of that there, just run it all in one big go. But like I said, this is my speculation. If you guys have any other opinions on my video or whatnot, it'd be cool to hear. I would glad to hear. I'd read y'all's comments. But like I said, it'd be really helpful if you liked and subscribed. That way I can go ahead and create more videos like this. If you looked at my last post, I haven't posted anything in like 6 months or so. But no, I saw this and I had a huge epiphany of what the new killer could be. And I was like, wow, I really got to make a video about that. I got to make it before someone ends up making it before I do, or before they release a huge month in advance like they did with the Ringu chapter, where they're like, we know it's December and we know it's not going to be coming out until March, but here's a new licensed killer. So yeah, tell me what you guys think about it, and I'll read through y'all's comments. I'd be glad to hear what y'all say, but I'll see y'all guys till the next time, and hopefully we get some more updates to figure out who it is.